Hello, friends. Uh, Back again for we can call this the post-mortem of the Adelaide test, but um it's always better to. It's always actually good to start on a positive note, and the most um, unexpected result that came from chess yesterday, Gukesh getting the better of Ding Liren. This was cooking since a few matches. He seemed to have the upper hedge. The analysts seemed to be going gaga over Gukesh's moves and then his mental strength and fortitude and stuff. And it was so near, but yet so far. But what happened yesterday negated a real black day otherwise for sport, Indian sport, particularly cricket. It was a nasty day for Indian cricket yesterday. The Aussie women pummeled us, the girls first, then both the other results, which one of them was unexpected. Bangladesh beating India in the Asia Cup final with something to spare, and the Aussies not much surprise because there were only 5 wickets left, and Rishabh Pant and Nitish Reddy were at the crease before yesterday's play started. And so, what went wrong? What can go right? And what is the best way forward? But the question is, do we need to panic? Not really. If the first test hadn't happened, then we'd have panicked big time. But the Aussies did beat the Indians in the end with much to spare. But it wasn't that much of a gap between the two teams. Just that a few things didn't go right for the Indians. A lot of things went right for the Australians. Labuschagne being dropped literally before he scored, and a few things going head's way. Head is that kind of a player who requires a lot of luck to be able to. But yes, I do have a few questions. Why wasn't Travis Head attacked with bumpers? Because that's a known weakness for him. That's something that the Indian team will have to explain. So, what's the way forward from here on? Rohit Sharma looked all at sea. It actually looked worrying. And I even had thoughts that it's better to replace him with Dhruv Jurel because Dhruv Jurel at least looks capable of being at the crease without being troubled, even if he didn't score much when he was given the opportunity in the Perth test. But Sunil Gavaskar is absolutely right. Rohit Sharma should come back to open the innings. It will be red ball again, and we are back to familiar territory. Not an excuse, but the lack of familiarity with the pink ball for the Indians seemed to have been the difference between the two sides. What were the other differences? The other differences were that Jasprit Bumrah, yes, the experts are right, didn't get much support. So there will be changes. There should be changes in the Indian team. But a couple of changes I didn't like in the Indian team. I'm a big Ashwin fan, and I too was a bit surprised when he was kept aside in the first test. But Washington Sundar has. It was a terrible move to replace Washington Sundar because even in India, Washington Sundar was taking more wickets than Ravichandran Ashwin. Now, just I thought it was media pressure that brought Ashwin back into the team. I think it is time that Washington Sundar be given a permanent place in this team, regardless of which country you play. He's taken wickets in India. He's taken wickets in the first test as well. So there was no reason for us to drop him. What is the other change? And what was the problem? Um, the other bowlers, Nitish tried to pitch the ball up, but he doesn't have the pace to capitalize on that kind of a length. Um, Harshit Rana, yes, he's a great find. He's very high potential. He has the right attitude. He has pace, but his length was a bit short than necessary on this pitch. Had he bowled a bit fuller, um, he would have got wickets. But the end result was that Bumrah kept fighting alone and he didn't get support. Ashwin got that wicket with luck. So that shows that it's time to get back Washi. Also because Washi is a better batter and does get wickets. Sometimes it's very ordinary bowling, but that's I don't think anybody should complain if a bowler is getting wickets. What about the other changes? Harshit Rana should give way to Akashdeep. I thought Akashdeep would have been a better bet on this pitch because of the fuller length that he bowls and the fact that he attacks the stumps. Harshit Rana didn't do that, or barely did it, to be fair to him. So that's one change that Siraj Mia belongs to my place of birth, Hyderabad. The only grouse I have against him is that temper that he has, and that the throwing the ball towards the keeper in anger because the batter pulled out for a genuine reason. My problem is this: when was the last time that someone got angry and got better results? It was way back when I was a kid. It was John McEnroe, and I don't remember anyone else making good use of their temper. Siraj is not that kind. I think he should learn to focus more on the game and then, rather than having a go at Travis Head and then the other batters. It is uncalled for. Even if Travis Head was wrong, it is uncalled for. I'm not. This is not Gandhigiri, but this is common sense, because you tend to lose focus when you lose your temper. So Siraj Mia, थोड़े ठहर जाओ भाई, नको ऐसा करना तुम्हारे लिए अच्छा नहीं है. तो Siraj was great. Bumrah, he gave Siraj was gave good support to Bumrah, but Akashdeep should come back, and Rohit Sharma should go back to opening. Now Virat Kohli does not allow us to stop asking questions. The way he got out, his getting out is not a problem. The way he and Rohit Sharma got out, it didn't look good. And the questions will keep coming in spite of that 100 in Perth. But that 100 was on the back of another performance that gave the Indian team a lot of comfort. Yashasvi Jaiswal. Okay, so what can we expect from here on? I think the blip that the Indian team is famous for has already happened. The next three tests, the Aussies better watch out, because Stark, Cummins, and Hazy, if he comes back, or Scott Bolland, cannot keep bowling. All of them are around the 35s in age, and they cannot keep bowling for three more tests with the same intensity. And more often than not, I'm not wishing for it, but more often than not, one of them breaks down. Even two of them break down in the middle of a series. We have seen it enough. So I wish all of them play, and then the Indian team beats them. What about the rest of the WTC? It is fantastic to watch the Sri Lankans fighting tooth and nail. I've always said my favorite batsman in the world, batter in the world, because I'm not supposed to use the term batsman because it is told to commentators that you better use the term batter, because that can refer to a girl or a boy, a woman batter or a man batter. So I think it is important for the Indian team from now on to just focus on staying there at the crease. They're back to the red ball. And in the WTC, the Sri Lankans are going to decide today whether South Africa is going to, we are going to compete with South Africa and Australia, or Sri Lanka will also jump into the fray. Sri Lanka and South Africa have a great advantage. Both of them have two home tests, of course, against top class opponents. But Pakistan's bowling will be a major threat in South Africa, and the Aussie spinners are not that bad. They have done well. It's their batting that will be up against the Sri Lankan bowling on. I suppose both the matches are in Gaul, and it's not going to be easy for the Aussies to So it's a very, very tight race. New Zealand have been muscled out by the Englishmen. The English team happens to be my favorite. The way they bat and the way they approach the game is just fantastic. Very unfortunate that they're not going to make it to the WTC cycle. Do the Indians have to worry? I think they will get the benefit from one of the other two teams who might slip, and then the Indians will scrape their way into sneak into the WTC final. I see the Indians in the WTC final, whether it will be Australia or the South Africans. I would hate Australia to be the team that we will face in the final, but it looks like they have the ammunition, they have the intent, they are technically superior, they are great in finals. The South Africans are chokers. Ideally, I'd expect the South Africans. I'd wish for the South Africans to confront us in the WTC final, but I don't mind the Aussies, going up against us in the WTC final, and then we beating the Aussies and winning the WTC for the first time. Jaiswal need not worry, he will make a comeback. My predictions for the second test: Labuschagne will make a comeback, he did score runs. Bolland will be a threat, he was a threat. The Aussies will come back, the Aussies did win. And the Indians will slip. I hated to make these predictions, but predictions are what they are. Predictions don't know teams, predictions don't know Venu, predictions don't know anyone. Events are very unforgiving. But my prediction for this series, we will win two of the rest of the three tests. I'm very confident about that. With a bit of luck, we could win all the three, but we'll definitely win two of the three tests that are upcoming. And yes, the message from Brisbane, the women who played against the Aussie women showed us that this pitch is going to be a beauty, and a pitch that is in favor of the batters is will give the Aussies some lease of life, but the Indians will become doubly dangerous, and the Aussies better watch out for the Indians. Now it is 1-1. A resurgent Indians will make a comeback. That's what they have done in the last couple of years. The Aussies better watch out. It's going to be great fun. Keep watching. I'll come back with more presentations. Thank you so much for your time. I'll wait for your comments, your likes, your subscribes if you feel it is worthwhile. Thank you so much.